We are all familiar with work resume. If you're currently working, you must have updated your work resume several times all throughout your working career life. If you're a student, you must have been asked by your teacher to start thinking about what to put on your resume, especially if you're in your last year of college. For most of us, we are so obsessed on writing the most popping resume that an HR personnel will never think twice of shortlisting you for an interview. If you do a Google search, you will find hundreds if not thousands of articles on how to write a great resume. But what is really a resume? A resume is just a collection of your experiences that relates to your work that you're applying for. If we are so obsessed to climb the corporate ladder so we can add that in our work resume, have we ever stopped and asked, what does this really mean in the bigger scheme of things? When I'm 60 and look back at my life, will I ever remember how much emails I sent in a day as part of my work? Or how many meetings I attended in my career? Can I tell my grandkids that I was once awarded the best employee? Maybe I can, but will it ever matter to them? And will it make an impact in their lives? This lockdown has given me so much time to ask and think about the answers to these questions. And in search for answers, I came across this concept of building your life resume by Jesse Itzler. I read this book, Living with the Seal, and it was actually one of the books that really forced me to start working out after reading the book. And so when Jesse tells me about something, I listen. Jesse doesn't believe in resume in a traditional sense. He believes in building your life resume, your body of work, and trying to accomplish as much in this lifetime, squeezing everything out of life as much as possible. Doing things that makes you feel alive than sitting in an office and looking at a computer screen all day. Although I understand that everyone needs to make a living, but this just emphasizes living life for a living. Studies show that a typical recruiter scans a resume for 6 seconds before deciding whether an applicant is a good fit or not. Come to think of it, all your year's worth of hard work boils down to 6-second glance. But what if you can add other experiences not totally related to the position you're applying, like own the business at 18 or travel around the Philippines in bike? I actually heard about a guy who did this, who traveled the whole of China 2 times, once a motorcycle. Or maybe join the Ironman 3 times, or build your house with your bare hands. How much interesting will your resume be? And so, this is the main premise of building your life resume. The more you experience, the more you have to offer. Looking back at my life, I'm 33 years old, and I don't know how to drive. I don't know how to swim, heck, I don't even know how to ride a bike. And these are considered in most countries basic life skills, which is non-existent in my case. And so this year, I will attempt to improve, not my work resume, but my life resume. I will be following these 2 main points on how I can make 2020 the year I started living life that truly matters to me. First, start with small mini goals. Accomplishing small mini goals give you the momentum towards the bigger ones. Most people set too many goals that they lose focus, and I'm very guilty of this. Having 1 or 2 that are so big that if you can only accomplish these 2 goals in the course of the year, it will still be hell of a year. Number 2, very often we live in a year, a calendar year, a fiscal year, and people set their goals for the year. But you can actually shorten it to quarters. Shortening the horizon makes it more manageable and can reduce procrastination. Because if you set that you lose 10 kg by end of 2020, you can eat your heart out for the first 10 months of the year and hustle for the remaining 2 months. Because as Parkinson's law states, work expands based on the time we allow to its completion. So instead of accomplishing only weight loss goal in 2020, you can add 3 more goals since you accomplished your first goal in just 1/4 of the year. I know that we are living in a very difficult time right now. But as with any tragedy, there's always a light at the end of the tunnel. So instead of having anxiety thinking about the negative things that's happening, this will be a good time to reflect and plan on what lies ahead. This pandemic has made us realize that our time in this planet is really short and out of our control, and that we are prioritizing on the wrong things. If that's the case, would you still want to live like how you are living for the past years of your life, dragging yourself to a work that doesn't fulfill you? Or can you enhance the experience by starting to build something on the side that can eventually be your next big thing? Once all this is over, how can you make the remaining quarters of the year your best year yet? What 2 goals or skills do you want to learn and accomplish in the next 2 quarters to make this one hell of a year?